So welcome to PennApps X. I am Simran. I'm one of the co-directors of the event. So we've been working on this for the past few months. We started back in May, and you're all about to see what our last few months of work has resulted in. I really hope you enjoy your weekend. I'm going to leave you in the company of my co-director, Alex, and he should lead you guys through the night. You're in good hands. Thank you.
How are you guys doing? Nice. Okay, so I'll get right into it. So you guys know this is PennApps X. This is our 10th, I guess it's not anniversary, but this is our 10th event. And this one is co-hosted by Quickie. First of all, a big shout out to Quickie. They've been really great this whole thing. So thank you so much to those guys. Second thing, thank you so much to all of our other sponsors. It's really, you guys are probably sick of hearing about sponsors, but without sponsors, this whole hackathon scene could never have been a thing. So thank you so much to all of you guys. So since we're co-hosted by Quickie, appropriately, our first speaker is Quickie CEO, Tomer Kagan.
All right, guys, thank you so much for having me here. Very excited, of course, to be here in Philadelphia and spend the whole weekend here with you guys, seeing the projects you guys are working on, supporting any way we can. And of course, we brought our team out here. We have engineers here to walk around and help out from various different backgrounds and fields. We have guys on logistics to make sure that you guys have what you need, and this is a great and smooth event. And of course, I'm out here, and I'm out here for a couple of reasons. So I want to give a really short introduction to what Quickie is. And I figured, this is a room of really skeptical college students. It's a room of hackers. It's rooms of individuals who really question everyone and everything and think that they can do it better. Because I know I used to be there. I thought I could do it better. And so this is the perfect opportunity to introduce you guys to what we do as Quickie and spend a weekend getting feedback from you how we can do it better. So what is Quickie? Well, the point of Quickie and the whole notion of our entire existence is based on this notion that we believe that apps want to find users, that the internet is no longer just a series of static HTML pages, but it's evolved. In the last 10 to 15 years, it became something more. It became software. I mean, we call them apps because that's what we call the little widgets on our phones. We say they're apps, but really it's software. There hasn't been a company founded by VCs in the last 15 years that wasn't software. No one's been like, I'm going to write an HTML page. That's awesome, right? So we live in the world of software, and software just works differently than the web was built. I mean, we had to invent JavaScript and Ajax in 2004 and make it standardized so we could do a lot of things we wanted to do. And even today, while we build these apps, these pieces of software, it doesn't really fit into this model of the web that we first entered. It's not like we feel we have access to millions of apps at our disposal, that we can see right into them, that we can call them upon us whenever we want to. And that's what we as Quickie are trying to figure out. How do you reinvent the web in a world of software? So like I said, it means that the old way of crawling, the old way of collecting data is sort of gone. We're not building HTML pages. We're building software. And because we're building software, it means that when we look at the web and we look at the entirety of the web, it's a little weird. It's as if there's this entire web that we can crawl of pages, and then there's this really cool information that we can't get access to. Like, for example, Uber. Uber is awesome. And I wish I could see inside Uber. I wish that I could say something like, hey, how far is it going to be to go from here to New York on an Uber and actually get a fare estimate and a button right there and then? I wish I can know that information and make it searchable. But of course, you can't because Uber isn't really searchable. Uber is part of this series of apps that's growing and growing that actually keep their data to themselves. And the more that apps keep the data to themselves, the more that we have this idea of sort of closed gardens of information, the worse it is for us as users. The worse it is for us because it means while every app is basically trying to capture its own user and its own individual experience, large companies can come in and kind of own those experiences collectively. So the world today basically looks like this, right? If you're not Google or you're not Apple, you're not Microsoft, you don't own the platform, you decide what your users get to experience, right? With a company like Google, for them, it's a matter of survival when you start moving to mobile. It means that they're going to own things like Google Music and Google Finance and Google Shopping, Google Flights, Google Hotels, Google Trips, and any other new vertical that they deem as a way to monetize, they're going to start owning it because they don't get to see inside other apps. The reason Google bought something like ITA for travel is because they never could answer the cost of a flight from Kayak. They couldn't bring up that information. So they took it upon themselves to build their own solutions. So now we live in a world where if you're not that solution, if you're not part of, let's say, Google or Apple or Microsoft, and you're not deeply connected, you don't get the same experience. You don't get to be part of, let's say, Google Now. You don't get to have an interactive experience to a user. You still get to be just a blue link. So this is the problem. For 4 years, we try to figure out what does the future of search mean if every single app in the world had the same capability as Google? What if every app could showcase its information and fight for user attention? So that's what we do at Quickie. We evolve. We work in the last 4 years on making search better and better. We started with app search because that's a much easier problem. And we did pretty well with that. And we work with partners all over the world to provide them with app search solutions. But that was never the reason. That was never what we've been working on. So what we do, and what we're going to see more and more this year, is solutions like this. Solutions which look like when you want to search for something like a Thai restaurant nearby, you don't just get Yelp. You actually get whatever information Yelp deems necessary to try to win you over. When you get something like OpenTable, you'll have actionable items. You'll actually have functional search results, meaning, let's say, the times the restaurants are available. Or if there happens to be a coupon nearby from where you're standing, from, let's say, a Groupon coupon, it should show up too. The task at hand for our engineers is how do you look inside every app in the world and ask the question, if I could show a button and information to the user to convince them that it's the best option for them across 1 million apps, how would I organize it? How would I put it together? How would I convey the message that there's more options out there? And that's what we work on. I mean, we also work on kind of pushing the limits. What if I wanted to search, let's say, for a 5-person Hold'em $2, $3 poker game? I should be able to look across 26 of the major poker apps on, let's say, my phone or the ones I don't even have and see which tables are available right now to jump into, right? I should be able to compare, for example, the prices on every single service if I want to get from point A to point B that are out there, whether it's even public transit that gives me a schedule and a price, or it's going to be a local taxi app that shows me how far away it is to pick me up. Basically, what we're working on is what we call search as a platform. That in a world where people build software instead of just pages, right, it's a matter of working with the developers, not working against the developers. We feel developers are sophisticated. You guys know what you're doing, you know how you want your data to show, and you know how you want to attract your own users. Everything we're working to is about building tools that developers can actually showcase as much or as little information as they'd like, and actually understand why people are going into their exact deep links. So that brings me to the final point, which is why are we sponsoring this? Why are we really here? The reason is because to do what I just laid out to do is really hard. It actually takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of figuring out some really tough things. And part of that is figuring out what the future is going to be. We can't really build solutions that make sense of apps that are popular today without taking into account the apps that are going to be popular tomorrow. So we're here to do two things. One is to learn. We're going to be going around and understanding what your visions are. What do you think the next generation of apps are going to look like? What are they going to do? What are they capable of doing? What do you want them to do? What's missing from the store? And as we learn that, and as we go hackathon to hackathon this year, we're going to start releasing developer tools to make your life easier. And we're going to learn from you guys. Is it worth it or is it not worth it? Do you want to use those tools or you don't? So we're here to basically figure out what can we do to make your lives easier as upcoming and future developers. The second reason we're here is because generally I believe in hackathons. I actually think what you guys are about to do is really amazing. What you guys are doing isn't just spending a weekend hacking away. What you guys are doing is solidifying a community of developers that rely on each other, talk to each other, work together, educate one another. You're basically a union. You have demands, right? You are able to bring companies from all over the world to here to see you guys. And just so you know, that didn't used to exist years ago. That's the recent power that's come together through the communication and networking of people like you from all over the world. I was just at MHAX last weekend, and I know many of you in the crowd were there as well. And the vibe was amazing. The community was incredible. The follow-through and the communication happened afterward. So I'm excited as well. I'm excited to hear from you guys, learn from you guys, share some of my thoughts and my wisdom, and see this community grow. And the stronger this community is, the more well-established it is, the more power the open web has, the more power the world of developers has. And when you guys unionize and you guys have demands, when you guys dictate what you need to be successful, it means that larger companies can't take advantage of you. So that's why we're here. We'll be happy to see you. We'd be happy to talk with anyone here. We're going to be here on the ground all 3 days, walking around, answering any questions. And also, if you've ever wondered about how to pitch a VC and how to raise money, come to my workshop tomorrow. I guess. Thanks a lot.
Okay. So now I really want to introduce you to a very special company that we have today called Pagevamp. Pagevamp was founded by 3 Penn alumni who sat in this very same place 2 years ago today. All 3 founders met in Freshman Hall of English House and conceived the idea of Pagevamp at PennApps. Fast forward to today, they're a venture-backed startup in New York with customers and partners in over 80 countries around the world. And guess what? They're all roommates today living in a Manhattan apartment. So if there's anything we want you to know, it's that hackathons may come and go, but friends stick together, and PennApps creates real companies. So please give a warm welcome back to the founders who are with us today, Fred, Vincent.
Hey guys, how's it going? Feels really good to be back here because obviously PennApps is really special to us since we actually started our company at PennApps. So I thought I'd go into a little bit of background as to how we started Pagevamp first. So Fred, Twilio, who's in the audience as well, and we actually ran a small web design agency here on Penn's campus. And we'd build websites and digital products for clubs, organizations, small businesses. And what we saw was that the solutions that we were using to build their websites, which were either like custom-built websites or WordPress, were way too difficult for them to update. They always had to have like a webmaster or a tech person who ended up graduating, so they could never update their websites. They just went out of date, and that wasn't useful to them. But these same people knew how to use Facebook, because Facebook is one of the most popular pieces of software out there. So we thought, why can't we build a website builder where the content management system for that builder was Facebook? And that's what we did. So Pagevamp is a website builder that allows you to create and manage your small business website just from your Facebook page. So if you update the Facebook page, those updates go live to the website, and it's really easy for them. So now Fred is going to talk a bit about what our experience was like at PennApps.
What's up, PennApps? Woo! There you go. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to need to stand near the computer because there's no clicker, so my apologies. So our PennApps experience. So I'm dating myself, but our first hackathon was PennApps 2010, and this is when hackathons just started coming about. So how many of you is PennApps this year your first hackathon? All right. Yeah. All right. How many of you is your first time hacking on anything? There you go. Okay. All right. So this is my roommate, Vincent, who's also here. And when we went to our first hackathon, he had no experience coding at all. So he was very much in your shoes. And the first day of our hackathon, we were actually both pretty hungover from like partying pretty hard the night before. So I wouldn't recommend that tonight. And needless to say, every group that we approached to join our team rejected us because we didn't really fit into the neat definition of who a hacker is. Like a lot of people, they come into college with like 10 years of experience, and we didn't necessarily have that. And yet, we found our group of misfits, and we ended up winning first place. But how did that happen? I think what we realized was we were able to tap into the talents of every person. So Vincent, even though he didn't know how to code, he was able to contribute his insights on user experience and design that I didn't necessarily have. And we were able to take that and end up winning PennApps that year. So if you have the desire to build something and to create, I believe anyone can be a hacker. So minor criticism of PennApps this year. I realized PennApps this year is pretty selective. I mean, you have to submit like a GitHub application, and then like there's a whole like process, and it wasn't always this way. I like you to meet my friend Kevin Conley. Is he in the audience? No? Okay, never mind. Well, he introduced me to hackathons, and I remember meeting him the first time. He was a 2-time winner of PennApps, and I was just super intimidated. I'm just like, whoa, like this guy must be a big deal. Like he's so talented. Why is he talking to me? And he actually ended up encouraging me to do PennApps, even though I wasn't really a traditional hacker. And then now Vincent and I are 2-time winners of PennApps. Yay. And there we go. Yeah, so we were in your seats. We were in your seats 2 years ago today, and we were able to create Pagevamp at PennApps 2012 because of this openness that Kevin had for us. And I hope that we keep this openness, this DNA, hacker DNA, in our culture, and be open, keep hackathons open to everyone. We should have more Kevins. All right, so we create Pagevamp at PennApps 2012. What happened afterwards, and what led us to make a startup out of it? Well, after the hackathon, we actually got second place, and we got approached by one of these big companies. And due to non-disclosure agreements, I can't tell you which company approached us, but it's one of these guys. And so we were thinking, oh shit, like this is our time to cash out. Like this is big, you know. Like big companies approaching us. They wanted us to go to their headquarters and demo our product. And so we felt a little like this guy, like $3 billion, like no big deal. Probably gonna reject it. But our app wasn't ready, so we were actually editing hot on the server. So whenever Vincent and I would edit something at the same time, things would break, and our beta users weren't very happy. So 2 weeks after we got in touch with these guys, and a lot of Red Bull later, we perfected the product. This is, it's really dark, but it's me and Atulia flying to San Francisco, along with Vincent. Vincent's taking a picture, so he wasn't in there. And needless to say, we didn't get acquired or anything. And yeah, what we learned instead of easy money is that these 2 weeks were incredible. Like, it was incredible pressure. We pulled so many all-nighters, and yet we were able to create something that was very valuable, or so we thought to the big company. And you guys are going to be doing that this weekend. It's going to be 40 hours of immense pressure, but you're going to create something that's awesome. Yeah, so now Vincent will talk about how to turn a hack into a startup and a company.
Yep, so I guess I'll just put the next slide already. So, you know, a big difference in my mind between just like a hack or a project and an actual startup is really just a mindset. So a big turning point for me personally was realizing that I don't just need to accept rejection, but that I should actually embrace rejection. And I'll speak a little bit more about that. So our junior year, we were always launching different apps and websites and things like that. And one of those websites was called 1000 Overnight. Really pretty interface, as you can see there, obviously. JK. But, so what 1000 Overnight did was every day we'd post a question. And it was like a seemingly impossible challenge. So something like, how do you get 1,000 native Mexicans to believe that Cinco de Mayo is actually on the 6th day of May? And then different people would post answers, and they would get upvoted. So it was like a competition. And it was actually really interesting to see the different creative answers that people would come up with. So that was really cool. But while it was easy to get people to show up to the website, a few times, post a few times, it was actually really difficult to build on the initial user base and have long-term engagement. So at the time, our first reaction is like, oh shit, people aren't using the product the way we had thought. That really sucks. And eventually, that attitude, led us to just phase out the product. The reason why that mindset is so much more of like a project mindset than a startup is because, the idea that when we launched it, it just didn't explode immediately, actually discouraged us from working more on it. It was like I thought that good ideas were just like inherently good. And I was smart, so if I would know how to execute. And if it didn't get big within the first launch, it probably wasn't that good of an idea to begin with. So you move on. But I was like totally wrong. I'm not that smart. And most likely, every idea that I launch, at first, it's going to crash and burn. And that's okay, and probably it's normal. So with Pagevamp, we actually experience rejection over and over and over again from small businesses. But we didn't give up because we weren't just committed to the initial launch of Pagevamp. We were actually committed to the problem that we had set out to solve. So can you switch the slide? So rejection became something more meaningful. It wasn't just like a burn to our ego, but rejection actually meant, it meant insight. Rejection meant learning. Rejection meant getting every day a step closer to really understand the customer that we were trying to serve. And that was awesome. So I remember like old version of me would be the kind of person that would like buy t-shirts and business cards for like a startup that I hadn't even launched yet. And I think that was because, I thought of startups as like a hit or miss. Like you launch something and it either gets really big or it falls apart. And buying those t-shirts was me like preparing for the hit. I had to have my swag ready when like shit blew up, But it actually doesn't seem to really work that way. It's a lot more of like swing, miss, swing, miss, swing, graze. And then like you get closer and closer every single time. And that's awesome. And eventually maybe, you'll hit. But it takes patience. So I wanted to close out with a lovely startup trajectory graph, It's like you launch a product, you get your first initial couple users right there, and then it starts to hit an inflection point. You get this lovely hockey stick as it explodes, and at the very top, you're a billionaire. So that's really cool. But my personal experience, and again, this is my experience, I'm not speaking for everyone else, but my personal experience is that I would expect most startups to look a bit more like this graph over here. And the moment right there with the hockey stick is where like most of us find out about a startup. So like for me, it was easy for me to be personally misled, I find out about startups and then they like explode. So I thought that it was just that. But after getting into it, I started to see that like this is a lot of swinging and missing over and over and over again, right there. And like with Pagevamp, I'd say, we've experienced a lot of good successes with Pagevamp, but I'd still say that we're swinging and missing and swinging and missing to eventually, hit that curve. And I think, with you guys today, you guys are going out there and you're going to build some really awesome stuff in 48 hours. Like, that's so cool. And I highly encourage you guys to take that and start chugging along that beginning of that graph, because it's a lot of fun and it's a great experience. And based on my experience at PennApps, I remember it was just like mind-blasting to be around so many really smart and capable people, like I know you guys are. So, like, I have strong feelings that if you guys did take the chance and start chugging along here, that all of you are capable of taking it all the way up there. So with that, I say good luck, have fun, and kill it at PennApps.
Okay, thank you guys. One more round of applause. Next up is Apple.
I think I'll just use the microphone. Are we not getting a signal out? First slide.
Yes.
Okay, hello everyone. Hi there, I'm Joe Saraceno. I'm a manager on the camera team at Apple, and I'm here to talk to you about APIs to access and control the cameras on iOS. You may have heard we had a bit of an exciting week in Cupertino earlier this week, but what I'm here to talk to you about today is actually about APIs that apply to all of the iOS cameras and hardware. So we have some new stuff to talk about. Probably one of the coolest thing that's new in iOS 8 is actually manual controls. And manual controls are great because they allow you to have very explicit control of things like focus in the camera. You have control of exposure, including exposure compensation, so EV, or you also have control of things like shutter speeds. You can have blurred effects. We also have very serious control for white balance. You can actually do things like temperature and tint and do very cool controls of the images that way. And lastly, we have an API that allows you to do bracketed capture. And bracketed capture allows you to take lots of images with different exposure settings, and then you can apply your own algorithm at the end to merge them together to do really cool camera effects. So the other thing to say is we have a bunch of really cool, we have a bunch of sample code that is a great place to get started using the camera. So we've got things that show you basic camera usage, AV cam manual, and bracket stripes that show you how to use some of those APIs. And then we've also got some sample code that shows you how to use some of the more complex APIs like OpenCV. You can get frames and push them directly into an OpenCV processing pipeline that you have right now. So one of the things I want to show you first, though, is one of our APIs that shows you how to use Video Snake, which is actually using the core motion input and correlate that to frames. So I've got a little bit of a demo. On the flight in yesterday, I actually ran this demo, and what it's doing is it's actually, I'm moving the camera at the same time, and we're applying that to an OpenGL shader as I'm moving the camera around looking at the window of the plane. So this is one of the pieces of sample code that you can get that shows you how to take frames, correlate it with motion for things like, say, augmented reality. If you want to, say, hold your camera at something and then put an image in a picture, you can do that. Okay, so we've got a bunch of folks from Apple here today. We've got people here to help you with Swift and Objective-C. We're on the second floor of the town building. If you need an iPad or an iPod Touch for temporary reasons, you got it. And we've also got temporary developer accounts if you guys want to get hooked up with the developer program. So thanks a lot and good luck.
This is my first slide. Yeah. All right. What's up, PennApps? How you guys doing? I'll keep this short. So my name is Peter. I'm an engineer at Bloomberg. So for those of you that don't know Bloomberg, we are basically the biggest software company on Wall Street. We provide financial data and analytics to big banks, not just on Wall Street, but really around the world. We have about 300,000 clients, generating over 8 billion in revenues. Most of it goes to Mike. That's how it is. We are most known for the Bloomberg terminal, but our data and analytics is available through other means, for example, via SDKs. And in particular, the reason why we are here today and we are sponsoring PennApps is that we want to give you guys free access to the SDKs that our clients pay for. So that's right. For over the next 2 days, you will have free access to the SDKs that companies pay top dollars for. These SDKs are available in all the languages you see on the slide, C, C++, Java, Python, and so on, in pretty much every platform that you have. So you should have no problem installing these. But let me give you 3 specific reasons why you should probably come by our desk and check out our APIs. The first one I already gave away. We're going to give it to you for free for the next 2 days. We'll give you a key. It's going to expire at the end of the event. But for those 2 days, you basically can get your hands at real big data that Bloomberg has. That can include weather patterns, oil shipments around the world, or corn prices, hamburger prices, whatever you can think of, we probably have it. The second reason, and I know HR wants me to say this, is that yes, we are hiring. We have both full-time and summer internship positions available, and so even if you don't use our API, but you want to come by our desk, please do so. We are located on Townie. And lastly, we have some really cool prizes to give away. We have some GoPros and some other surprises for the best use of our APIs. So please maybe give it a shot. If you wanna use our stuff, like I said, come by in Townie, or email us at pennapps@bloomberg.net. Basically, we get immediate notification of this on our iPhones and stuff. Or look for one of these guys that says, I make every line count. And you know what? Good luck. That's it.
Just give me a second. Sorry, VGA cord. Okay, what's up, PennApps? We're Everyblock. We just launched in Philly last month. We're a product that Comcast is now managing, and we wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about our content API. First, Everyblock gathers, organizes, and publishes content at the neighborhood and city block level. So basically, select a location, and we can tell you what's happening. There's a screenshot up top. A little bit about our content API. This API is designed to provide you with access to the latest content on Everyblock across all the current Everyblock metros. Right now, we're operating in Chicago and Philadelphia. We have plans to expand in other metros this year. So quickly, some terminologies. And each metro is a little bit different, but we wanted to give you kind of an overview. A metro is just a city proper. We call these metros so that we have future compatibility. A news item each piece of news on Everyblock is called a news item. Simply put, a news item is a piece of data that has a date, a title, and a location. Finally, a schema. A schema is just a news item's type. So we have announcements, crime data, public records data, etc. Just some other notes about the news items. All news items have certain things in common. Like I said, they have a title, they have a date, they have a location. News items can have schema-specific attributes, which are key-level pairs of structured data. And each metro area that Everyblock serves has a different list of available schemas. We've put the URL up on the screen. We hope you guys will take a look and check out the Philly Content API. To access it, you're going to need to register at everyblock.com/developers. Either sign in if you're here in Philly, or create an Everyblock account and register in Philly, create a project, and generate a key. We've put up the documentation, simply everyblock.com/developers/content-API. And a possible project we're thinking about for the PennApps hackathon is a curation tool for the Content API. We're really looking for you guys to give users the ability to select content and events that they wish to see through the Content API. We're not going to be here all weekend, but we've posted some of our key staff's email address here on the screen, and also you can hit us up on Twitter at Everyblock. Thanks, guys. Good luck.
Hello, everybody. I'm Frank. I'm the head of product for 50 on Red. We're an ad tech company based in Philadelphia. So we're super excited to be here. Looks like there's an awesome showing. Looks like you guys are all super excited to get hacking already. I think I recognize a few of you guys out here. I'm excited to work with you guys again this year. So yeah, it's our third year at PennApps, and I think all of us at 50 on Red are here for very selfish reasons. I'll be honest with you, we're all living through you very vicariously. When we were in college, I don't think anything like this existed. And the fact that this exists now, for all of you designers, for all of you developers, you product people, you aspiring technologists, whatever you are, is seriously incredible. And we just want to be part of it, because we didn't have it. So here we are, and we got thinking, and we were wondering, how can we help promote this? And obviously you guys are hearing awesome promotional, introductions, and there's awesome technology people can give to you. And I don't think our advertising solutions will necessarily help you this weekend. So we're thinking, how can we give you what makes us tick every day? And I think one thing that we have, which is amazing, is our company culture. And we wanted to export that and bring it to you guys, and make it so that while you guys are hacking for 48 hours, you guys can just keep on going and going and going, and you can build the best software that you can. So this is going to be our second time bringing back Red Lounge. And what Red Lounge gives you is a number of things. We wanted to put, our time where our mouth is, and really show you guys how much this kind of community means to us. So we're bringing back our mentors. Last year we had 10 mentors around here from 9 a.m. to midnight, and they gave about a combined 50 hours of mentorship to you guys. This year we have over 20 mentors that are going to be here pretty much around the clock, except we sleep because, we're old and, we sleep. But so we're going to have 20 mentors, and we're going to be giving about 150 hours of mentorship to you guys. And if you go to 50onred.com/redlounge, we have a scheduling calendar if you guys want to actually hook up with our development, our design, or our product teams. Or you can just walk in and find someone with the code 50 on red shirts, and we'll be able to help you as soon as possible. But we also wanted to give you guys a little bit more. We wanted to bring our company environment to PennApps, and we brought couches, we brought bean bags, we brought snacks, we brought water, we brought power charging. We tried to bring a 9-foot pool table, but it can't fit in 319 town. Just won't fit. So we said, what's the second best thing we can bring that's going to let you guys kind of let loose and relax? So we brought Golden Tea, we brought NBA Jam, we brought House of Dead. Those are, as a company, those are our favorites. Hopefully you guys also enjoy them. And then we did one more really cool thing. Last year we couldn't keep enough Red Bull, on our tables to keep you guys awake. You guys were fiending. I don't know what it was, but you guys were fiending. So we partnered with Red Bull, and we said, hey, Red Bull, we can't do this by ourselves. Thanks. You guys were just excited about the Red Bull girls, not me. So we partnered with Red Bull, and they're donating a bunch of cases. And the Red Bull girls, they're coming tonight, they're coming tomorrow, they're coming with introductory flavors, new flavors, whatever. We couldn't keep it on our shelves. We needed help. So we have 20 mentors. We have Red Bull. We have Red Bull as a company coming out. And then we said, that's not enough. That doesn't say what 50 on Red's all about. And what else? Exactly. What else could there be? And we said, well, we really, really, really love people who are passionate about technology, and we want to give out another prize. Money, right? So, yeah. And we're giving out $1,500 for the best hack that people will use every day. So things that are going to impact people's lives every single day. Just things that make their lives easier, more enjoyable, you name it. So hopefully you guys see we really want to be part of this startup community, and we really, really love what PennApps is doing, and I think they're really at the forefront of how to get people hacking and how to really bring about change through technology. We're doing one more thing, and he's going to talk about it.
All right. Hello, everyone. So I'm Wellington. I head up our recruiting team here at 50 on Red. I think this is my 5th PennApps now, and excited to be back. Just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit more, on top of what Frank's already covered. I mean, obviously Red Lounge is going to be amazing, and we're excited to see you guys there. But on top of that, myself, my partner in recruiting, we're going to be here all weekend. And we're going to be here to help you guys out with interviews, with talking about opportunities we have, whether they're full-time, internships, whatever you need. Last year, we were here throughout the entire weekend, interviewed nonstop. We actually talked to over 100 of you guys just in the 48 hours. And it was really amazing for us to see just, the talent you guys have, the passion you guys had. And from that, we were able to create an internship program based on PennApps. We call it Red Labs. This past year, like I said, was the first time we ever did it. And from that, strictly from people we met at PennApps, we were able to hire 11 people between interns and full-time. So we'd like to do the same, make it even bigger this year. And I just encourage you guys to come out, talk to us, ask us for help, share your ideas with us, and good luck this weekend.
Hey guys, how's it going? All right, I am really, really excited. I know this is the 10th PennApps event. This is actually my 7th PennApps event. So I am so excited to be at my 7th PennApps event. It's actually come a long way. It was about 50 people. It's a little more than that now. So it's come a long way. Anyway, my name is Amit. I'm a developer evangelist for a company called Mashery. How many of you have actually heard of Mashery here? Awesome. I've been doing some good job over the 7 events here, I guess. So for those who don't know, Mashery is an API management company. We help companies manage APIs. So what that means for you guys is that you have plenty of APIs to play around with. Now, question for you. Do you know what's cooler than an API? Lots of APIs. 40 APIs. So we have over 40 APIs that you can play around with, all free, all ready to go. So all you need to do is go to developer.mashery.com/APIs to get a complete list. So as you can see, you have a variety of APIs ranging from music to car data to Best Buy to Rotten Tomatoes. You pretty much take your pick and you get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a quick demo of one API, which is Grace Notes Tribune Media Services. It gives you all the movie information. So let's say we want to find out all the movies that are playing at a location around us. So quickly, what's the zip code here? 19123. All right, so I'm going to hit the try it button, and it's going to make a live API call. It gives me the URL that was just called, and it gives me the data that was returned. So again, without writing a line of code, if you just want to play around with the API, you can actually head to the API Explorer, which is available for every Mashery API, and you can get started. So that's Mashery APIs. Let's get going here. So for best app built using a Mashery API, we're giving away 4 electric-powered air hockey tables. So all you need to do is go to developer.mashery.com. You have 40 probabilities of getting this prize. Over 40 public APIs, dev.mashery.com/APIs to get started. I'll be here all weekend. If you need any help with any of the APIs, I'll be happy to help out. Good luck, guys.
Hey guys, my name is Philip and I'm a software engineer at MongoDB. Really quick, I have a friend whose name is Randall and he's having a birthday this weekend. So if you could show him some love and tweet at JR Hunt, happy birthday. So MongoDB, many of you have heard, is a database, and it's specifically, a database is a program that allows you to insert data and store it on disk. A quick overview of MongoDB. Sorry. It's a NoSQL database, and we call it a document store. And the format it stores its data in is JSON. So a lot of you guys will be using APIs this weekend, and many of those APIs will return data in JSON format, and that'll work really well with MongoDB. Tons of companies use those, small and big, startups and large corporations, and it has a bunch of cool features. So one thing you can do is update your data in place atomically. You can also build indexes on your data, and that helps with sorting and searching. There's a feature called GridFS, which allows you to store binary blobs like videos and images. There's a more advanced aggregation framework, which is for more advanced queries. You can use MapReduce, which is built into MongoDB, and it integrates really well with Hadoop. There's full text search, so you can search for phrases within your data. And it has geospatial indexing, which allows you to save locations using latitude and longitudes. There's a bunch more features. You can find more about them on docs.mongodb.org. And you download MongoDB at mongodb.org, of course. And we're also hiring. So if you check out our careers page, mongodb.com/careers. And I'll be here for most of the night. You can reach me at Philip with a double L at mongodb.com. And we'll be giving away a prize for the best use of MongoDB. So that's it. Thanks, guys, and happy hacking.
Hello, PennApps. Thanks for coming out, making it all the way out here. We are Moxtra, and we are a mobile communication collaboration platform. So what we're going to be offering you guys this weekend is our SDK. And what that offers is a communication collaboration layer for your application. So by basically copying and pasting 10 lines of code from our developer page into your app, you can add any of these 4 functionalities, which are Meet, which is our real-time voice communication, Chat, which is a multimedia chat interface, Draw, which is annotation and drawing, and Clip, which is basically screen sharing and voice notes. And so now we're going to basically show you a little bit of our product. So if you go to our developer page, which is developer.moxtra.com, it'll give you access to any of our SDKs. And you can pick and choose from our functionalities. And they run on iOS, Android, as well as web. So now we'll give you a little demo.
Yeah, I'm just going to give you guys a quick demo of how our SDK works within an app. So this is the clip feature where you can take a clip of whatever's on your application, and then you can either share that using the current built-in systems, or you can save it to our servers. So this is how it works. So this is just a UI web view. You can add our button right there, and then with copy and pasting a few lines of code, you have the functionality of what it does. So if you hit record clip and then click clip on app screen, it'll start to record in 3 seconds. And then right now you have a clip view, so it's recording what I'm saying. And then you also have like a whole list of annotation features. So if you click that, you can draw around a little bit. You can type in text. You can draw arrows and things like that. So if you're trying to build like a collaboration app or something like that, something like this may be useful to share information that's going on your screen.
Yeah. We're also offering a $1,000 cash prize for the best collaboration hack. Definitely something to keep in mind. And also tomorrow we are hosting a Super Smash Brothers tournament. So get your fingers ready. And there's going to be top prizes are going to be iPads and $50 to Chipotle. So get your stomach straight and your fingers happy. So see you guys later.
All right. My name's Carl. This is Ben, and we are from Plaid. Plaid is a API for bank data, which allows you to do a lot of really cool things. So at the very basic level, we allow you to retrieve all kinds of account and transaction information for the major financial institutions in the US. It's all done through basic authentication with your online user credentials. And in just a matter of a simple API call or 2 or 3, you'll get all your transactions, account information going back up to 2 years. So a lot of cool stuff you can do with that. In addition to just returning the raw data, we actually provide a lot of contextual information around the transactions. So everything from categories to clean merchant names, even location information and geo-coordinates. So again, trying to provide you guys with as much information around the data that you guys see from the banks so that you can do a lot more with it. This is a RESTful API, so you can integrate in a matter of minutes. And as I mentioned earlier, it's literally just a couple of simple API calls to get rolling with all of that data. Just to give you a little bit of context, these are some of our clients. You may notice a couple of them having come from Penn as well. All around kind of the financial technology space, a lot of them really helping you to visualize and use your data, your bank data in really, really cool ways and kind of stay on top of that. The last thing kind of just I want to leave you guys with is just a couple of hack ideas we were kind of kicking around internally, things we've seen iterations of or thought about just within our own team. So hey mom, when those transactions come in and you see your balance starting to get a little bit too low, you know you're going to have to ask your parents for a little bit of money. Let's just butter them up a little bit, give them a compliment, let them know it's coming. You got paid. For all of you guys who are working jobs right now or will be very soon, lets you know when a paycheck comes in so you can go spend it, right? Or save it for those of you more fiscally responsible people. Finally, split. This is kind of an idea in conjunction with Venmo. Look at all the transactions that are coming in and automatically split it with friends. A lot of cool other things you can do with that as well. So excited to be here. Excited to see what you guys are able to build out here. If you're interested in getting a set of API keys, visit us at plaid.com. Send us an email at PennApps@plaid.com, and we'll get you guys up and running in no time. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Hey, everybody. I'm Nick. I'm a SendGrid developer evangelist, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about SendGrid. Awesome. Who here has heard about SendGrid? Awesome. I love all of you. Okay, who here has used SendGrid? You're the best. Okay, cool. For those of you who don't know, SendGrid is an API for developers to send and receive transactional emails from their applications. What does that mean? Well, let me show you. So first, I want you to pull out your phone real quick and do me a big favor. Send an email to please@birdcalls.me with your favorite bird in the subject. So mine is a loon because loons are awesome, so send a loon. I'm going to leave that up on screen. You can see it down here. But then I'm going to go into my code and write something to interact with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load our library. We have libraries in most major languages, so if you want to use SendGrid, just load it up. If we don't have a library in your language, you'd have to be writing Fortran, but if we don't, we've got great documentation. I'm going to load some other libraries, and then all I have to do is initialize SendGrid, initialize a mail object, fill out that mail object with a couple things like your email and the subject of your email, and then send that message. So that's that. You guys should have an email in your inbox right now if you sent in an email. In that email, there's a big play button. Open that up, hit the play button, and for the 5th person who hit the play button, I'm giving out a SendGrid dumb watch. It's not as cool as Apple's smartwatch, but it's sure cool. So there we go. There's a bird call. Keep hitting play. Hold your phone up in the air with everything going. We're going to be here all week or all weekend helping out. For the best use of our API, we're giving out a Mayo. It's a super cool armband, so you wave your hand and things happen. We're also doing a cool little scavenger hunt because it's PennApps 10 and binary is 10. We have these little cards. Come talk to us, and we'll get you started on the scavenger hunt. We have 3 people. 2 of us are in capes, and 1 of us is lame. Find us. We'll help you with whatever you need help with. Thanks so much.
Hi, I'm Bob. I'm with SmartThings. We aim to be the easiest way for you to automate your home and the other physical things in your life. We had no confidence that we could do a demo in 2 minutes, and so we prepared a video. Hopefully we have some sound here. Please watch carefully, and this will give you a hint of what you can do with SmartThings. Thanks a lot. If you saw us out during the API fair, that was the app that we were demoing with the contact sensor there. We have more kits for hacking. We're going to be having a workshop at the Wu and Chen Auditorium tomorrow at 11:30 to help anybody out that needs some help. And we're going to be have some kits to take home for the best SmartThings hack of the weekend. Thanks a lot.
Holy crap, dude. Those things do so much stuff. I cannot believe that. Oh, God, I love SmartThings. I'm glad you guys are here. All right, guys. It's Rob from Twilio. I am the last one between you and the hacking, so we're going to hop to it pretty fast. So how many of you guys know what Twilio does? All right, what does it do, stud? All right, so text messaging is one. What's another one? Phone calls. That's right. Text messaging and phone calls. So today we're going to be running this exciting bit, which is an app. If you guys want to text it and find out more about how to send text messages and make phone calls directly within your apps, we'd be happy to show you directly what it would be like in the language of your choice. I'm going to be joined today by my good friend and colleague from the greatest city in the world, New York, Ricky Robinette, over in town to give you guys a hand. But I just wanted to close out the demos with a little something from the heart, if that's okay. I hate doing this to you guys because I know you guys want to have a lot of fun this weekend, and I want to have a lot of fun with you. But on Monday, we got kind of an important day for the internet coming up, and I really need you guys' help. So the FCC is closing public comment on Resolution 1458, which is going to govern how the internet is used in the United States. And this regulation is going to have a profound effect on the internet that you guys and I use together for the rest of our lives. Now, on Wednesday, Twilio powered 200,000 phone calls to Congress for concerned citizens to voice their feelings about net neutrality. Well, it's a good start. It's a good start. I have a feeling we can do better than that. So this weekend, you guys can build a company if you guys want. And if you want to do that, I think you should. You can build a joke app and have a lot of fun and get a whole crowd of people laughing along with you. And if that's what you want to do, I hope you do that too. Or this weekend, you could save the internet. And for the team that does the best job raising awareness around net neutrality and the closing of public comment on Monday, you guys are going to be legitimate heroes. And to commemorate your heroism, we are going to create four 4-inch tall action heroes that actually look like you. Custom, real action heroes that actually look like you. I know what you guys can do when you set your minds to it. This weekend, I'd really like it if you guys set your minds to saving the internet. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm Rob for Twilio.
Thank you, guys. So time is pretty tight, so we're going to move forward. We have a few more things to announce. The first one I'm pretty excited about. We have a really awesome hardware section this time around. And the guy in charge of all that, Chris Beyer, he's going to come up to talk about it for a little bit. So here he is.
Hey, guys.
Just open up your first line.
Hey, so I'm Chris. I'm going to tell you a little bit about hardware. I know a lot of you guys are super excited to hack on hardware, so we've got a lot of cool stuff. We've got everything from Arduinos, Mios, Oculus Rift, and even Parrot drones. And we've got a ton more stuff. The way you're going to do this is first you need to come to our hardware registration. There will be free stuff, so you should definitely come by. And then you're going to be able to check out parts. Go to hardware.pennapps.com for all this info and more. We have maps, hours of our labs, and all the information I just said is on there. And we have an up-to-date live parts list, so you guys can see what's checked out, what's not checked out, what you can do. So we're looking forward to seeing what you guys can do on hardware, and have a great weekend.
Next up is Mitt talking about PennApps Health.
Hey everybody, really excited to be here. My name's Mitt. I'm from the medical school. There are a couple other med students floating around in the back with similar t-shirts on. Just wanted to let you know this is the first time we've done something in health. We're really excited to see what creative things you guys come up with to help us be healthier, to improve our healthcare system. We have some incredible sponsors, from payers to providers to some of the biggest health systems in the area, including some really innovative companies who are interested in health. We have a specific health kickoff at 8. Please come join us there. And then we have Health Hacking Space, which is over at the Education Commons. We'll be there starting right after this, and then I'll head over around 9. Looking forward to seeing you.
Okay, now we have some logistical info. Most of it's like fun stuff, so you definitely want to stick around. And I just exited the PowerPoint. Okay, we'll go back. Don't worry. Okay, so here is a map. Irvine is sort of off of this map. You don't really need to worry about it. I assume you guys have all checked in engineering. So once we migrate back to the engineering buildings, you'll probably be walking in from the left here into Towner Levine. And we included such a map like this in your brochures. Some key points of interest here is to remember the location of Berger Auditorium and Wu and Chen Auditorium. A lot of the events and talks that are happening, there's a lot of cool stuff. Those are happening mostly in those rooms. So you should sort of figure out where they are. Wu and Chen is right in Levine, right by where you get food, and Berger is in Skirkankich. Also, Namecheap, you probably got a little sticker when you checked in. Namecheap, if you go to this URL, is providing free domain names to everyone at the event. And they also have a $250 prize for the best one. So there's no reason not to. Go claim a domain name. Okay, so here is how we're going to inform you of everything that's happening. You can either follow us on Twitter, or we gave you your phone number. We asked for your phone number at check-in. We're going to text you any alerts if you want. Just reply stop to the number you get alerts from if you don't want them anymore, and then you can say start again. And if you find those things annoying. And then all of those same announcements are also going to be on our Twitter at PennApps. So if you don't want, SMS, then you can just follow us there, and you'll see all of the information. You can look at all of our prizes, including our sponsored prizes. You've had a couple of them mentioned at pennappsx.challengepost.com. Everything's listed there. But I'll give you a bit of a preview of our personal prizes. So top prize is 5K, and it says 5K++ because there's a lot of other awesome stuff here. There's a lot of, for example, there's Oculus DK2s, there's Miles, there's 2 separate trips to different headquarters to demo your app. There's a bunch of extra goodies that come along with the 5K. And then second and third place get 2K and 1K each. Okay, and this part is important. So our code of conduct, my.pennapps.com, that's that login site that you went into for all of the registration stuff. At that site, at /conduct, you can read our code of conduct there. And there's also an anonymous form. So if you see any inappropriate behavior or anything that you think you might want to alert the organizers about, then just submit something through that form, and we'll see it. And I won't go through the whole code of conduct right now, but some key points is first, no drugs, alcohol, rock and roll. There can be some rock and roll, but not too much. But basically, yeah, don't do illegal things inside of the hacking area, please. Yeah, that gets us into a lot of trouble when you do that, so please don't. And then the other one is just don't be a jerk. So please be respectful of everyone around you, be respectful of everyone else's things. And I shouldn't have to explain what it is, or what it means to be a jerk. You guys should just treat each other respectfully. If you want more precise definitions of what exactly it means to violate our code of conduct, then again, all the resources are right there. Mentorship, this is key. If you're a new hacker, this is really awesome. So we have a huge mentorship program. That's all kicking off at 8 p.m., so right after this, in Wu and Chen. So that's right where that food is served, in Levine Hall. And then we also have a mentor directory. So if you log on to my.pennapps.com and you go to /mentor, we have a list of all of the mentors that we have that have filled out this survey saying their skills. And then you can just search through for different skills. So you can type in JavaScript or whatever you would want, and then we'll list you all of the mentors who said they could do that, and then give you some contact information. So that's a great place to start if you're stuck on something or stuck getting something started during the event. Okay, now the fun part, side events. So the first one is massages all day Saturday, courtesy of Mike Swift. Yeah. So that's 8 a.m. Saturday to 2 a.m. Sunday. There will be 3 people out there massaging constantly, hopefully not for 11 straight hours, but for however long it is, there will be people there, and that's right in Quain Courtyard. So engineering quads, this big rectangle, and in the middle there's this big courtyard. It'll be right there. It's kind of by the ping pong table, other stuff. Moxtra mentioned this, but the Smash Fest is happening in Greenberg Lounge. That's also right by that middle courtyard. It's a little room just off of it. It's on the other side as where all the food is. And if you go to smash.pennapps.com, you can sign up for the tournament. And yeah, that's fun. Go sign up. That's a fun game. Okay, and this is another great opportunity. If you guys are interested in making an iOS app, or even if you're not going to make an iOS app and you want to learn iOS anyways, Make Games With Us is giving an iOS workshop in Wu and Chen, that same room, at 10 p.m. This is, I've heard an incredible talk, and you'll get from 0 to having a full working app in an hour or so, I think. So if you don't know anything, if you don't know iOS and you really want to learn, you could go here and then be ready to actually make something during the rest of the hackathon. So that's 10 p.m. tonight. Another really awesome talk that we're having. So you just heard Tomer speak for a little bit, but on Saturday at 8 p.m., again, Woon Chen, he's going to give his fireside chat, how to raise startup funding. I've heard really good things about this. I've heard that, originally there are a room of people, maybe not so much paying attention, or some people might be doing other things, but by the end of that talk, everyone is sitting down and taking notes, because this is really good stuff that he has in here. So I would highly recommend going to this as well. And there'll be tons of times afterwards where you can chat with him and stuff like that. So then Sunday, on the final day, you submit to PennAppsX.challengepost.com. If you guys don't have a ChallengePost account, please make one. You guys don't have to make a video or anything like that. You just have to have a brief description of what your hack is, and then that just lets us keep tabs of what's actually finished and what's actually going to be presented. So based off that challenge post, we won't be doing any judging. Our judging will happen at our expo. That's going to be at the Palestra. There will be signs for it, but pretty much it's on the opposite side of engineering from where we are. It's our big basketball stadium. And that'll happen at 10:30. So you can keep working on your hack past 9:30. You just have to get something submitted to the challenge post. Hacking ends at 10:30, right when the expo starts. And then following that, we're going to pick our top hacks, and then you'll have final ceremonies back in here at 2 p.m. And again, all of this information is up on the PennApps website under the schedule. That's another great source of information. Okay. So have fun. That's why you're here. Also learn. Wait, stop 1 second. We have a final thing. I know you want to go. So first, if you have questions or concerns, you can tweet us. You can come to Town 108, which is like our war room pretty much, and you can talk to a volunteer there in the green shirts. Last, but definitely not least, I have Swift coming up. He's going to talk for a little bit about MLH, and then you guys can get hacking.
What up, PennApps? They call me Swift, and I'm the commissioner of Major League Hacking. If you guys haven't heard about Major League Hacking, we run the official student hackathon league in the world. By being here and competing, you're actually earning valuable points for your school. At the end of this semester, the school with the most points is going to earn the right to engrave their name on a badass trophy out in the lobby. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I know everybody is hungry. I know everybody wants to get right into hacking. But I want to tell you that today is an incredibly special day for hackathons. Today is PennApps' 10th birthday. That's huge. It's also the 1-year anniversary of the high school hacker meetup. It's also... I'm not even done. We're just getting started on the anniversaries. Also, 1 year ago at PennApps, we launched Major League Hacking. A whole year later, and 15,000 students and 38 hackathons, this is like a movement now. It's not just a couple of hackathons, and you guys are helping build that. We also have Randall's birthday, which is really special, so everybody make sure you say happy birthday, Randall. Student hackathons and Major League Hacking stand for inclusiveness. The people who are here and it's their first hackathon should go home at the end of the weekend and they should say, that was the best experience of my life. I'm going to be in another hackathon next weekend. And it's the responsibility of every single person in this room to make that happen. If you see somebody sitting alone and they look like they're not having a great time, you should go to them and ask them and say, hey, how's it going? What are you working on? How can I help? I want everybody in this room to make that their mission. You should talk to somebody you've never met before while you're here, and you should make an effort to make this community welcoming. Not for just students who are here and who know what hackathons are, not for people who've been going to hackathons since they were coding when they were 8 years old in Fortran. For everybody. All right, guys, have fun. Happy hacking.